Okay, so I'd like to call the meeting to order for Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. I'd like to, any declaration of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof? Seeing none, accept the agenda. Councillor Massey.
Seconded by Councillor Cadell, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry accept the agenda of the regular meeting of Council on Tuesday, January 28, 2025.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on the agenda? All those in favor? Motion is carried, none opposed. And Councillor Cadell, adoption of the previous minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley, that the minutes of the following meeting and meetings be adopted as circulated. Regular meeting of council minutes, Monday, January 13th, 2025.
Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you. There are no delegations, and we're moving on to staff reports. First one, Treasury Department, Councillor Manley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move myself, seconded by Councillor Madden, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report number TR 2025-02, temporary borrowing bylaw 01-2025, and that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry adopt bylaw 1-2025, being a bylaw to authorize temporary borrowing from time to time during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025.
Thank you. Welcome, Zoe.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Each year, it's standard practice for staff to bring forward a bylaw for temporary borrowing in case of unforeseen circumstances. The bylaw allows for temporary borrowing by the township if required during 2025 up to $2 million.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments? Generally just a housekeeping item. All those in favor? Motion is carried, none opposed. Okay, moving on to the Building, Planning and Bylaw Department. We have BP 2025-02 by zoning bylaw amendment Z11 2024. Sandra Noble. Councillor Madden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Cadell, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry adopt zoning bylaw number Z11 2024, and that bylaw number Z11 2024 be read a first, second, third time and enacted in open council this 27th day of January 2025.
Okay, thank you. Madam CEO.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Jacob's not here this evening, asked me to present his reports. So the first report this evening is to rezone the severed portion B4424 from rural to rural special exception to require the need for the necessary studies for the assessment report and to do the septic. And there'll be a hold designation on this. There was no questions from any conservation authority or the public on this application.
Okay, thank you. This was presented to us at the last week, at the last meeting. So any questions or comments at this time? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried, none opposed. Next is BP 2025-03, zoning bylaw amendment Z12 2024. Sandra Noble. Councillor Martin.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Massey, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry adopt zoning bylaw number Z12 2024, and that the bylaw number Z12 2024 be read a first, second, and third time and enacted in open council this 28th day of January 2025.
Thank you, Councillor. Madam CEO.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is the same application, just for the neighboring property, and no comments from the public or the Conservation Authority on this one either.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion is carried, none opposed. Okay, next is BP 2025-04, zoning bylaw amendment Z13 2024, Grant Castle Corp. Councillor Massey.
I was already up.
You need the exercise.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Cadell, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry adopt zoning bylaw Z13-2024, and that bylaw Z13-2024 be read a first, second, and third time and enacted in open council this 28th day of January 2025.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is the application for the new McEwen building in Maxville. So this is to rezone from R2 to general commercial. The one question that was asked at the last meeting by the deputy mayor at the public meeting with the trees, we have received the site plan for this application, and there are additional trees in the application, so we were pleased to see that. No other comments or anything from any public or the agencies.
Perfect. Any discussion from council? All those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried, none opposed. BP 2020-2505 zoning bylaw amendment Z 14-2024, Maurice Laframboise. Councillor Cadell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry adopt zoning bylaw number Z-14-2024, and that bylaw number Z-14-2024 be read a first, second, and third time and enacted in open council this 27th day of January 2025.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is one of our general applications where we're severing the two portions, one for ag, one for residential, with the exceptions of not being allowed to do the other on the other property. The one thing that council will note is that the application will need an extra entrance from McPhee Road, so that will have to come through the township because they will not be able to go on Glen Robertson Road. There was no other comments from the public or any other agencies as well.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments? All those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried, none opposed. Moving on to Fire Department, FD 2025-01, Fire Protection Grant. Councillor Manley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Madden, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry received staff report number FD 2025-01, Fire Protection Grant, and that Council authorize and approve the transfer payment agreement between His Majesty the King in the Right Province of Ontario, represented by the Minister of Solicitor General for the Province of Ontario and the Township of North Glengarry related to funding provided under the Fire Protection Grant.
Okay, thank you. Matt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Fire Protection Grant was introduced in the 2024 provincial budget, which is designed to support municipal fire departments across Ontario in their cancer prevention efforts. This is available to all municipalities across Ontario. The Fire Protection Grant is allocated $10 million annually over a 3-year period. In September 2024, the North Glengarry Fire Service submitted an application for the Fire Protection Grant for the purchase of new firefighting bunker gear, which included 10 bunker gear and an additional laundry washing machine. On December 19th, 2024, staff were notified of a successful application in the amount of $24,691. This funding will support the purchase of 8 additional sets of bunker gear, which will include a turnout coat and pants. As a condition of the grant, these funds must be committed by March 31st, and a report back to the Office of Fire Marshal will be required by December 31st. As a result, anything above the grant will be absorbed in the 2025 Fire Department operating budget. So we will be purchasing more than eight sets this year. We'll be purchasing 16. But this grant will help our fire service obtain a lot more bunker gear for this year. So, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Just a question, is it, we're having a hard time with a lot of stuff. Will we be able to get bunker gear pretty quickly, or?
Yeah, the typical turnaround time, which we'll be sizing our 16 firefighters tomorrow, so the turnaround time is about 12 weeks.
Okay,
So
that's not bad.
yeah, the cost of bunker gear has tremendously gone up from previous years, so we've seen a huge increase in cost. So therefore, that's why we received a little less, or we're not able to get as many as what we anticipated. So.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Matt, what is exactly a bunker gear? Is that your regular suit?
That's right. That's just the fire coat and fire pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any further questions or comments at this time? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried, none opposed. Thank you. FD 2025-02, Fleet Pickup Station 3. Councillor Madden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Martin, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receives staff report number FD 2025-02, Fleet Station 3 Pickup Procurement. And the council approves the purchase of pickup truck for Station 3 to an upset limit of $75,000. And further, the council authorizes staff to single source the purchase of the pickup from Amherstburg Chevrolet Buick GMC as per section 21(1) of the procurement policy.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments? I have a question, just, why, pardon? Yeah, I would, actually. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Try to get to ask the question tonight. Sorry, go ahead, Chief Roy. Thank you, Councillor Madden. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So during the 2025 budget deliberation, council approved the purchase of a one-ton pickup truck for Station 3 Maxville in the amount of $160,000. Staff initiated the search for the red pickup truck from various manufacturers and vendors. Vendors are basically experiencing some shortages in the exact specifications that we're requesting. However, we located one 2024 Chev 3500 HD base model from Amherstburg Chevrolet. Should we undertake any other tender with those specifications, it's just going to be Amherstburg that's going to be able to bid on that tender. Fire department's requesting a single source purchase for the pickup truck from said vendor of Amherstburg Chev Buick GMC in relation to the procurement policy 21.1. The purchase is for the upset amount of $75,000. The budget amount was for $160,000. The remainder is going to be utilized for the upfitting of the pickup truck, such as lighting equipment, in cab, and so forth. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I don't have a question now. Go ahead, Councillor Cadell.
Why 1 ton instead of half ton? What's going on?
Yeah, so the 3500, it's we've actually gone through a fleet reorganization. So as a result, we're actually going to be selling the previous truck that's there. It's a 2005 Ford 350 as it is. So we're going to be selling that vehicle as well as Rescue 3 that's allocated. So we've reorganized our fleet. Actually decreasing the amount of apparatus, just having a review of everything, and this vehicle is going to be able to provide that as well as this vehicle is utilized for brush fires, which actually pulls a trailer with our UTV that's supplied. That's why we require the extra weight to it.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Councillor Manley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just wondering, you think, Matt, you'll be within your 160 range there with outfitting it with everything you need? And
Yep, through you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, we've received quotes to upfit it, and we're right in the range to meet the 160.
excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion? The motion is carried, none opposed. Okay, items under the consent agenda. Councillor Cadell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Madden, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receives the items from the consent agenda for information purposes only.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Motion is carried, none opposed. New business, Maxville Manor Development Project. Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Massey, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry supports the Maxville Manor redevelopment project through an annual contribution of $25,000 for the next 4 years, with the 2025 contribution being funded through the Working Fund Reserve.
Okay, thank you. So this was a request that we received from the Maxville Manor and the municipal committee. So they've already received grants from North Stormont thus far. I believe, I won't say it, South Glengarry has, North Glengarry. So we are matching what they are doing. We will be coming back with another report in the future in regards to building fees, but that we'll wait for that report to come. So I think this is a good news story. Maxwell Manor is expanding, and I'm happy that we're going to be a part of that. So any further questions or comments on this? Go ahead, Councilor Madden.
Quick one, I think I saw on their email update, they're in the neighborhood of about 9 million of the 11 million they need. So
Yeah.
it sounds like it's been going very well, and this pushes them a little bit closer, so.
Yeah, it's gone well. It's up to, I think now almost 9.2 million. And Councillor Cadell has, or Legion President Cadell has some good news to share from the Legion.
Yes, we agreed at the general meeting that we would give $5,000 a year for the next 5 years.
25,000.
And that's out of POPI money that we're allowed to give POPI money to an institution that has special care for veterans, and they qualify that way, so we're happy to be able to contribute.
That's amazing, and thank you for that. Good community organization. Any further questions or comments? Go ahead, Councillor Martin.
The curling Ponspiel that you guys participated in raised 14,000.
Wow.
So that was a big hit too. So.
We didn't get a cash prize, Mike. So there were two teams that got their butts kicked, and we played each other, and we still got our butts kicked. Yeah, so anyways, looking for other people to play. Yeah, you don't get off the hook that easily. Okay, so any further questions or comments? All those in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you. So notice of motion, next regular meeting of council is Monday, February 10th at 6 p.m. I will not be here, so the deputy mayor will likely lead that meeting. And so I know everyone's probably already heard, but we were very fortunate yesterday to receive news from the provincial government. Stéphane Sedizin had reached out to tell us that we received $28,543,000. So this is going to really help us move forward in the future, and it's exciting news, and we appreciate that all our hard work hasn't gone for naught, all those meetings that we've had, and watching Jeff Manley get down and beg and kiss people's feet was a little embarrassing, but it was good. He did it for the team, so yeah, it obviously worked. Go ahead, Councilor.
I think it just shows the importance of attending the conferences that we do and the delegations. So.
Yeah, I think at the end they got sick of hearing us, and it's anyways, I think we had a good project. We presented it well. We have there's a lot of great things that are going to happen. So kudos to staff for putting together everything, and kudos to council for all the hard work that you guys have done. So thank you. Councillor Massey.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, just regarding that great news, ever since I can remember, we've had in Alexandria problems with our lagoon system. It was holding Alexandria back down the south end.
Yep.
It was a big problem there, and so this is very good news. Like, I've been hearing about this for 35, 40 years. So all the previous council tried, and finally we got the government on our side. So that's extremely good news.
So I did phone my mother last night and told her about it, and I said, JP Touchette, who? She hung up the phone on me, so. Go ahead, Councillor Madden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sorry, I have to laugh at that. Your mom hanging up on you. Just to add delegations, but I think also the approach that we started to take last year was very well received, and I think we saw that at AMO, and I think we saw that, was it last week? It was last week, eh? And yeah, it obviously it's worked, and Stéphane was, I think, pretty good to go to bat for us and sort of push the project. So ideally, we have no issues, no concerns with announcements that the Ontario government's making about elections, but
sign the contract as soon as we can.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. And, you know, just to that point, you remember the Ministry of Education when we went to see them and they were sitting here, so you don't want anything. No, we just want to tell you that we have lots of room for schools if you give us money for water. And they were like, okay. Like, so it was good. I think that really resonated with people and, you know,
Like, you would say, that's a good approach.
yeah. Yeah, so anyways, so congratulations to everyone and to the township. I think it'll be very helpful for the commercial district and so good news coming in the future. So anything further to bring up, anybody at this point? No? Okay. We have no closed session this evening. Confirmation bylaw, Councillor Manley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move by myself, seconded by Councillor Massey, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry adopts bylaw 3, 2025, being a bylaw to adopt, confirm, and ratify matters dealt with by resolution, and that bylaw 03, 2024 be read a first, second, and third time and enacted in open council this 27th day of January 2025.
Thank you. All those in favor? Motion is carried. And Councillor Massey, motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Cadell. There being no further business to discuss, the meeting was adjourned at 6:22.
All those in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening, and thank you to council for coming out tonight. We had to cancel the meeting last night because of the weather, and unfortunately, the deputy mayor had a previous engagement, so couldn't come tonight. So it was great that we had quorum and most of council out, so thank you very much, and safe drive home. Have a great night.